And I think that's kind of the thing we expected. I mean, Jackson, a very, very strong wrestler, but we've got two strong wrestlers here. We've got Matt Irick for Indiana and Tanner Lynde for Purdue. Irick has been fighting pretty much his entire career injuries. So it was kind of surprising that we would see him today. He's been fighting a shoulder injury ever since last year where he got it pulled out of socket at Wisconsin. And ever since then, he hasn't quite been the same.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough for the redshirt junior out of Fishers, Indiana. He's 32 and 42 overall here at Indiana University.
But Lynde is 8-9 as of today, 3-3 in duels. The redshirt junior out of Delphi, Indiana. But he has improved significantly since last year, where he had a 12-24 record in his first two seasons. So he's working on improving, and that's really what it's all about. He's still got another year after this of eligibility remaining, as does Irick. So they could eventually see each other again, either later this season or in next season. Irick with the shot, working on getting back around, trying to put pressure. The arm is still in there of Lynde. Indiana coaching staff and fellow wrestlers are excited for Irick as he gets a takedown, but Lynde will get the escape. A minute and a half left to go here in the first. A close one, as the rest of the matches of today have been.
2-point takedown,
Lynde will get the takedown, so now leading 3-2. Looking to increase Purdue's lead, currently sitting at 15-8.
Kind of like we mentioned with Jackson, Irick has been kind of on a losing skid himself. He has dropped his past 5, and he would really like to pick up a win here against Lynde.
I mean, you're looking at the Irick's schedule heading into this one. He did face off against Penn State and Iowa, where he fell to Sammy Brooks, the number 11 in the country. So very strong competition, as always, here in the Big Ten season. So, of course, a losing streak isn't beyond the possibility, but Irick looking to improve his fortunes. Lynde working the wrist. Irick getting around, not quite a reversal yet, but he does get the escape. So ties it back up again. The riding time is pretty much negligible at this point, somewhere around 30 seconds in favor of Lynde. But the extra point won't matter at that point because that takes a minute to get, as I'm sure many wrestling fans know all about. Lynde looking now, still no points awarded. Hasn't quite got hip to hip yet. No points awarded there at the end of the first period, so we will head into the second tied 3-3.
Lynde with the option to start the second.
Lynde will have the option to choose first, and he will choose down. So Irick with the chance to extend his lead with a near fall of some kind, or Lynde has the opportunity to take the lead with an escape or a reversal. And a quick escape there gives him the lead. Irick kind of has been struggling with keeping control on top, and I think that's a trend that we have seen from him in the past. Lynde did wrestle at 197 versus Ohio State last season, so he's done his fair share of bulking up and wrestling against stronger opponents. But Lynde working on trying to get a takedown, but nothing happening after that attempt double leg. So the nice thing about the score right now is that this is pretty much anyone's match at this point. because a pin is worth 6 points for the team score. So Indiana still within reach, but Purdue can really extend their lead and make it a challenge for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, this is one that IU would like to have to make it a little bit closer.
Of course, for that to happen, they need Irick to get some more points on the individual level before they can get points for the team level. Irick still down 4-3 with 30 seconds left to go in the second. They'll go back head-to-head, working to get some wrist control. Irick in control of the wrist now. But Lynde did have control of the neck, so they'll keep working on each other, see what they can do. Looks like they'll just ride this one out. But Lynde does go for a shot. Still nothing yet, but they have a few seconds, but looks like nothing's going to happen. So they'll move into the third period. Lynde now leading 4-3.
Hands on your feet and make some noise for Matt Irick in the third period.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Irick attacks this third period.
How do you think he will?
I don't know. He's down 1 point right now, so I'm not sure if he's going to be more aggressive or wait back and maybe hope for Lynde to do something, make a little mistake, and maybe Irick counter on that.
Well, Irick not off to a great start, broken down. Lynde trying to get a crossface into a cradle there. Lynde working on wrist control, breaking Irick back down. Lynde only 5 career pins heading into this match, so not a similar story to like the 165 man Taylor Walsh of last season for Indiana, the pin king, the most pins in Indiana history. Walsh, of course, graduated this past season, so they did have to fill the 165 slot with someone who was not so accustomed to winning, but here in the 184, we are back to the center. Irick still on bottom, working to cut into the 4-3 lead that Lynde has at the moment. Irick looking for a sit out to a reversal. Can't get it. Lynde breaks him back down. A minute to go here in the third. Irick's got to make a move if he wants to do anything, but Lynde making it very difficult, keeping the wrist controlled, rolling the wrists under. Irick's doing a good job of swimming out, but he cannot get around on those sit-outs. Another breakdown there for Lynde. Has big control of the wrist, as you see on your screen there. Irick looking to swim out and try and maybe stand up, just tie it up. Irick keeps getting broken down. He looks a little hopeless at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's been too aggressive so far right now. He needs to get it going within these last 10 or so seconds.
I don't think he will get any opportunity to do so. So another victory for Purdue gives the Hoosiers a 10-point deficit heading into the 197-pound weight class.